Hey, special educators. Welcome to Teach, Taskbox, Inspire, the podcast dedicated to making your job as a special education teacher easier by making your instruction more fun for you and your students. Inside each episode, you'll learn how to get the most use out of your task boxes in the classroom. I'm your host, Lisa Holliday from Chalkboard Superhero, a veteran special education teacher passionate about empowering you with purposeful teaching strategies, helpful tips and tricks, and other classroom management tools that will help you thrive in your role. Let's get started with today's episode.
Welcome back to Teach, Taskbox, Inspire. I'm your host, Lisa Holliday, and today we're diving into one of my favorite topics when it comes to behavior support, the micro moments. Have you ever heard of it? These are the tiny interactions, the small adjustments, those subtle choices you can make in the moment that can completely shift the trajectory of a student's day. And here's the truth that nobody really tells you. Big behavior wins rarely come from big old interventions. They come from those micro moves that you are making all day long. Today, I'm sharing the small things, micro adjustments, that make a massive impact. Things that take 5 seconds. Things you can try tomorrow. Things that change the feel of your classroom and your emotional load as a teacher. So let's jump in. We often think behavior change comes from big systems. Elaborate, beautiful token boards you worked forever on. Behavior plans you've, made for about 5 weeks in a row. Point sheets, data tracking, these beautiful sensory diets. And yes, those matter. But the part we don't talk about, most challenging behaviors are prevented or escalated in the first 5 seconds. 5 seconds. A sigh, a tone, maybe a raised eyebrow, a clipped phrase, maybe a step toward or away from a student, a moment of connection or disconnection. These micro moments decide whether a kid is going to hold it together or freaking lose it. Why? Because behavior is communication. I'm going to say that a million times. And those micro moments communicate right back. And I always say this, behavior is communication, and it has to be lived, not just said. Meaning we have to stop reacting to the behavior and start responding to the need. So let's talk about the 5-second intervention. Let's break down some of the most powerful micro interventions that literally take 5 seconds. Number 1, lowering your voice. Not raising it, lowering it. When a student escalates, the natural instinct is to tighten up and talk louder. But lowering your voice signals safety. It slows the energy. It calms the nervous system. See what I'm doing here? Number 2, taking one physical step back, not away from the student emotionally, but kind of to decrease that pressure, right? You are physically taking one step back. Crowding increases defensiveness. One step back gives the student room, psychologically and physically. Number 3, say the student's first name. We tend to lead right away with directives, but saying a student's name first helps regulate attention. Hey, buddy, when you're ready, let's read the next problem. Or, hey, Johnny, when you're ready, let's do the next problem. That tiny shift gives them a moment to access their thinking brain. Number 4, offer simple choice. I am the biggest proponent of this. Choices restore control. They're grounding. And they stop arguments before they even happen. Do you want a pencil or the marker? Do you want to sit in the chair or the stool? Do you want to start with number 2 or number 5? Do you want to work on top of your desk or underneath your desk? Do you want to work with your head laying on the table or your head standing up? We can sit and say choices all day long. We're not letting the child run the show. We're just giving controlled choices so they feel agency. So I also want you to use the phrase, I can help you. Kids escalate when they feel stuck. Saying, I can help you, cracks open the door to cooperation. This single sentence de-escalated countless kids in my room. I can help you. Or sometimes I say, how can I help? All right, let me talk about some examples because you might be like, I have no idea what you're talking, Lisa. See if one of these students is your student, right? This is the silent storm of brewing. You have a student who freezes up every time math comes out. You see their shoulders rise, the pencil drops, the eyes start darting. Tiny moment number 1, slide the paper closer and whisper, want to look at number 1 together? Not, you need to start. Not, we're on number 1. Not, hurry up, Johnny. That 5-second supportive prompt prevents that whole shutdown. Let's talk about the explosive transition because, oh my God, transitions are hard. You have a student who struggles with transitions. They start pacing, muttering, getting rigid. You see all those warning signs. Most people start giving directions. But the micro move here, hold out a fidget or a visual schedule and say, here's your next step, or here's what you need to do. That's it. No lecture, no story. You're not reasoning with them. You're handing them what they need to do next. Transitions need clarity, not conversation. And I've heard so many people just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you're just building up anxiety in them. All right, the biggest one of them all, the power struggle spiral. So you have a student refuse to do their writing assignment. You can feel yourself getting annoyed. The student's getting louder. I don't want to do this. Writing sucks. I hate this. You're getting more irritated. Instead of arguing, I want you to try this micro move. Do you want me to stay with you or give you space while you get started? Instant de-escalation. Now, of course, these are just tools. You might very well have a kid who's like, shut up, teacher, I'm still not doing it. But you're not forcing compliance. You're offering autonomy. And again, these are just examples. Maybe you have the anxious perfectionist meltdown, right? You know the type, the student who rips up the paper if they make one little mistake, or they erase so hard that the paper now has a hole in it. Maybe they push the work away. Definitely the student who is crying. A micro moment that works wonders here, slide a sticky note down and write, try your best, I'll help. Don't say it with your words. Cover your mouth if you have to, just write it. For kids who are overwhelmed, written assurance or written reassurance just hits differently. Okay, that's enough examples. Let's talk about how we can look through this, right? I want you to try these micro moves in your classroom tomorrow. Number 1, name first, direction second. You're going to have to get this in your head, people. Name first, direction second. Ready? Johnny, pencil or marker to get started, right? Sarah, do you want to sit here or here to get started? Not get started. Number 2, neutral face, calm body. Your face is a mirror for their nervous system. Neutral prevents escalation. If you look like a freaking bitch, excuse my French, they're going to also mirror that. I don't want you to look grumpy. If you look grumpy today, have a coffee. I don't know what to tell you. Get out of your funk. All right, next is silent wait time. This is gold. Kids need processing time, especially our neurodivergent students. Next one is redirection without the lecture. Instead of, we've talked about this, Johnny. Stop arguing about math every single day. I mean, that gets annoying. The next time I want you to try, all right, next step is problem number 1, period. That's it. Just redirection. All right, the next one is visual over verbal, and this is so hard for adults to do. I can't even tell you. You can, hold up a token or tap their schedule or point to the first then chart. There's no talking needed. You can tap their shoulder or tap their elbow. There's so many different things you can do instead of using verbal prompt. Number 6, you can just kind of walk by them. Sometimes all a student needs is you walking past or kind of tapping the corner of their desk or giving a thumbs up. No words, no spotlight, no conversation. They just need that extra little adult like, oh, okay, I got this. Let's talk about the 10-word limit because that's the next one. If you cannot say it in 10 words or less during an escalation, don't say it. Oh my gosh, there's so many people who talk, and of course they're like talking these kids into a frenzy. And I'm like, just shut up. Stop talking. All right, the next one is I want you to quote unquote, try this first prompt, right? So these are micro steps. All right, circle the key numbers or write the first word or read the title. Kids don't hate the task. They hate not knowing where to start. All right, I have number 9 and 10. So number 9, change the environment before the behavior. Maybe you need to move the chair. Maybe you need to lower the lights, turn off the music, shift their seat. Maybe they need a wiggle seat instead. Maybe they need a wiggle break. 5-second changes equals fewer power struggles. And last one is quick empathy, right? I need you to make them believe you feel for them. Oh, Johnny, I know this is hard. Or Sarah, I get why you're so frustrated. Or Amanda, I see you're having a tough moment. Empathy disarms the brain faster than logic. Stop trying to tell them or prove to them what's correct and what they need to do and how to do it. They need to know that you feel for them, that you understand how they feel. All right, let's talk honesty for just a quick second. These micro moves aren't just for kids. They're for you. They protect your energy. They stop you from getting sucked into arguments. They prevent those days where you go home drained and defeated. When you learn to manage behavior through micro moments, 3 things happen. Number 1, you respond more and react less. Your stress goes down because every moment doesn't feel like a freaking crisis. Number 2, you stop taking behavior personally. When you see behavior as communication, you stop internalizing it. Number 3, you start feeling effective again. Micro wins add up. A calmer student here, a smoother transition there, a fewer meltdowns week by week. You're not meant to fix every behavior. You're meant to guide the moments. Remember, small moves make a big impact. So just to kind of wrap up, I want you to think about one micro move you are going to try tomorrow. Just one. Maybe it's lowering your voice. Maybe it's offering a choice. Maybe it's stepping back instead of stepping in. Maybe it's tapping a visual instead of talking. Whatever it is, remember this. You don't need these giant systems to change behavior. Those help. But you need small, consistent moments of connection and clarity. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Teach, Taskbox, Inspire. I hope you've gained some tips and motivation to fuel your week ahead. If you're ready to explore more strategies for empowering your students as independent learners, be sure to dive into my free training at chalkboardsuperhero.com/training. And don't keep all this knowledge to yourself. Share this episode with your special education teacher friends who could use some motivation and inspiration. One more thing before you go. If you're finding this podcast helpful and want to show support, head to Apple Podcasts and leave your rating and review. Until next time, keep teaching, taskboxing, and inspiring.